Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Now I know I said that gold would probably hit 1870, but what is that, a tomato? Sometimes you just have an idea in the markets and it doesn't play out the way you're thinking. Today we're talking about gold, a little bit of a follow-up to my recent video talking about gold and my idea that gold could go up when it didn't. We're going to talk about gold, talk about the analysis. Let's jump over to the chart. All right, you guys, so we're taking a look here at gold, XAU, USD here on the 4-hour chart, and let's kind of analyze what sort of happened here with the recent video that I made. Now, of course, when I'm wrong, I try and be the first one to point it out, because if I don't, YouTube comments will. And it's okay. Sometimes in trading, you have an idea and things just don't play out the way you were thinking. Now, I didn't actually take any positions on gold, which I'm glad, because I was thinking about taking a buy trade. I decided not to after the Fed meeting, which is really what caused the nail in the coffin here to the downside on gold. Recently, the Fed had a meeting in which they basically spoke about combating inflation with a March 2022 rate hike. Rate hikes are something that are generally seen as a bullish thing for the currency that the central bank that they represent, right? So the US dollar strengthened off of that. And actually the inflation fears subsiding were also a bearish catalyst for gold, which is why we saw this thing break to the downside. Now, again, I mentioned I'll be the first one to mention when I am wrong, because all of us in trading are going to be wrong sometimes. And I love to highlight when I'm wrong, because it's probably a learning lesson for myself and for plenty of other people out there. This trend line here to the upside is where I was thinking, price could get a pullback to these levels. And, in hindsight, of course, it looks silly, but in the moment, we can kind of go back in time and see what this setup looked like, right? So you see prices coming here, nice trending market to the upside, and we can skip a couple head, and of course, price ended up falling like right through that level that we pointed out. So the point is, where do we go from here? That level, obviously, where we thought at 1830 we could see a little bit of more upward pressure. We did get a breakout, so we were right in the very short term, but then with the Fed meeting coming out, big breaks back the other direction. Now the question is, what's the thought on gold? And again, I was wrong about this in the short term here. And honestly, with the Fed's recent rate hike announcement of March 2022, that's their planning, I'm going to say that I think gold is a little bit under pressure here for a good reason. I've marked a couple levels and honestly have switched more to a bearish perspective on this, as it does seem like the Fed is going to tighten up on inflation and stay aggressive on it, which could cause more downward pressure for gold from a fundamental perspective. And from a technical perspective, there's a couple things I wanted to mention. Right now, we saw the breakout of this trend line here on the 4-hour chart after a break of structure. It led to a downfall to the downside, and now we're seeing price pull back here, and we're catching a bounce off of this daily chart level, which one of my subscribers on today's live stream actually pointed out to me, this trend line here to the upside. So check this out. Nice little upward trend, bam, bounced off of that trend line and seeing a little bit of rejection. Honestly, looking at gold, if you're very dollar bullish right now, if you think the dollar is going to continue to strengthen, there could be some opportunities if you think, again, like me, if you think the inflation thing is going to continue to subside, if you think the Fed is going to do something about it more aggressively, we could see 1812 be an area of sell pressure. Now, short-term targets, in my opinion, for the gold downside slide, in my view, are levels like 1788, which I have marked in the dashed green line, and longer term, maybe a move back down to structure here at 1766. Yes, this is a different tone than my previous video where I said I think price could head up to 1870, 1875, and maybe if things change again, I'll reconsider that. But for now, it does seem like momentum has indeed shifted back the other direction. And again, the thing about trading is you can be wrong. It's more important that you are wrong quickly and you don't get stubborn with your trades, right? If I was bullish up here on gold and I just held and held and held and held and held and just, were stubborn about this, I can get myself into some serious trouble. However, if you react to the current market environment and you understand that markets are hard to predict and they change their nature fairly quickly, it's more about holding on to when you're correct and making that work for you than anything else. That's where things are going to start changing in your trading, in my opinion and in my experience. Holding on to losers here would be a painful thing, and sure, maybe gold makes a serious rally and we see this thing come back into play. But for now, the best information that I have is that Fed rate hikes, strong US dollar, all of that, broken structure, trend line here to the downside being broken. I would say this thing looks like it has potential to continue down, maybe to levels like 1788, and again, maybe even a move lower to 17 1766 based on structure here in the markets. So again, gold breaking down lower today does not look like it has signs of stopping for the time being. And again, I'm wrong sometimes. This is why I point this out on YouTube. I'm calling myself out so that you know that when you watch people on YouTube and they say one thing, sometimes the market does some crazy stuff. And again, what's the idea? Well, let's say that you decide that you like the idea of shorting gold on a retest, right? Let's say that you do your analysis, you decide, I like this level, I'll risk, a move here. The idea here is you can be wrong more often than you're not and still make money, right? So check this out. Let's say that you decide to short here and it doesn't work out. And then another time you take a very similar trade and it doesn't work out. And then a third time you take a similar trade and it works out perfectly. This would still be profitable. And I only have a 33% win rate, right? So if you take this same sort of setup 3 times, one trade makes money, the 2 others lose money, you could still actually come out profitable based on the size of your winners and losses. That's why I'm such a big proponent of keeping losses small on the channel and going for larger risk rewards, letting trades play out and letting them work for you. Had you caught the gold breakout here to the downside, you could easily catch some nice risk reward. Of course, I'm speaking in hindsight, so take that with a grain of salt, but for now, it does look like dollar strength is pretty strong, and I am currently, the position that I did choose to take was that dollar yen trade to the long side, which we called out in the private Discord. If you're not already in the private Discord, every trade that I actually end up pulling the trigger on, I talk a lot of stuff on YouTube, I talk ideas and analysis, but analysis and ideas are one thing, but actually placing the trades and taking the time to do the risk management planning and all that sort of stuff is something that I reserve in our private group, as we receive numerous questions every day on that, and I try and get back to people as best I can. If you'd like to join the Discord and see every trade that I actually end up taking with full breakdowns, full analysis, full risk management, and all that sort of stuff, the link is down below in the description. We'd love to have you come join the chat room. You get access to a million things in the group. Check this out. So here's my trade on dollar yen. So you can see, updating the position throughout time, the reasoning behind the trade, the full chart markups, all that sort of stuff. If this would be something helpful to you, can see the trades being taken by myself. I believe Patrick is also in a Euro USD trade, or actually he closed out for a profit, so nice 4R trade for him. You can see what Indy is up to. Ivan, you can join our chat rooms. We have coaching calls where you can ask questions. If you're not already in the Discord, it's the place to be. It's happening in there, and traders are joining us every day and improving throughout our community. You can see our wonderful staff of people that make all of this possible. So if you'd like to join the Discord and see the trades that I'm actually executing, join it down below in the description. Use the promo code there. It actually gets you a discount on the membership. That's my thoughts there on gold. I think overall, when we look at gold, gold under pressure because of dollar strength makes a lot of sense. And we're already sort of rejecting this 1810 level. And again, targets in my view could be down to like 1788 and even lower down there at structure that we pointed out at 1766. Again, going off of structure here, we do have some levels that may come back into play for potential targets. But the main level of resistance that I'm looking at is 1812, let's call it. And then of course you actually have this previous level of what was support could actually come back into play as resistance. Let's assume for a second, we'll make a big assumption. Let's say that, for example, this is sort of the bottom for today. Let's say we start pulling back to levels like 1812. That's kind of stop number 1, but there are some deeper, more conservative pullback plays. Maybe this 50% retracement could be a better sell opportunity if you're looking for a better risk reward and to be a little bit more patient on the retest. That's an area of high confluence, big breakout zone, and kind of some nice sell pressure that came in there previously. Could be waiting for a second chance to get in on that. Again, with targets down there on the lows. You've got great risk reward in terms of a pullback play there on gold. So I'll keep tabs on this and give you guys an update if I can whenever gold makes its next move. Again, a bunch of the move is probably already played out with this dollar strength. That was why we were long on USD pairs. Prior to the Fed meeting, we were kind of forecasting strong US dollar news, and sure enough, we are seeing it play out. So again, if you're not already in the Discord, join us down below in the description. Join us throughout all of our free Telegram and Discord and all that sort of stuff that we have available as well. All of that is linked down below in the description. Love to see some of you guys in there. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.